talk about the people who make good reaction, positive reaction?
My cousin, I brought her here so she can see what I do. One of my good friends, I brought her here twice so they can see what it's about. They always ask me questions, about the prayer. They ask me about, events, like what does that mean? And if I don't know, then I refer to the imam or his wife. But my friends, their reactions have been more than supportive, more than I could ask for. Because I don't have family here, so it's really important to, get a little support. But that's it. Okay.
Okay. After you became a Muslim, did you change your mind about Muslims and Islam?
Yes, of course.
You understand what
yes.
you noticed?
What?
What you noticed? After you became a Muslim, did you change your mind about Muslims and Islam?
Yes, I understand. Yes, of course I've changed my mind. Obviously, I don't think there's the women are my biggest issue with. If I did convert, I wanted to know what a woman's role was, because the picture obvious that I spoke of before was, submissive and oppressed. That's the image that I saw. But maybe it's just here. It's just the women are so independent and, so free thinking, and, they're still supportive of their husbands and, of the men in their life. They're still supportive as a woman, but they also have their own personality. They have their own, independence, their own free thinking, their own free will, which is, what I love. So that really changed a lot, my impression of women in Islam. That was my biggest, which I'm happy that it changed and influenced me the most. So, okay.
In Islam, all the things are beautiful, but which one and the ideas interest you more?
Of Islam?
In Islam.
Ramadan.
What?
Ramadan.
Please describe it more.
Well, when I decided to convert, it was during Ramadan, and I started fasting on my own before I met them. Just, so I'm like on the right track with the fasting. So the sacrifice for Allah and for the people, and to understand their suffering, and that was like the most beautiful thing to me, because in Christianity, yes, there's Lent, but we don't really talk about, we don't really talk about Lent. We don't really talk about the sacrifice, the fasting that we're actually supposed to do, and that the Bible says. We don't really talk about it. We don't do it. Some may, but really don't. It's especially in America. Other countries, they are really, Christian bound, but in America, it's not like that. It's, it really is. It's your choice. What do you want to do? And, it's a cultural thing. Yeah, it's a cultural thing, in America. Because it's freedom of religion, which means freedom to practice it. And if no one's practicing it, then you're not really going to do it. So that was, Ramadan was the biggest change in my life. Before I converted, I was traveling. I drove from Wisconsin to California with my nephew. And I saw like the most horrific accident ever. Like someone crashed and I saw them eject. That's what made me get serious. And I said, I'm doing it. Now or never. That's how it was for me. And then when I came here, it was just like everything was like going. It was just like, when it slowed down, it was like a shock to me, because so much is happening during Ramadan. And when I came here, it was just like so much excitement. So, can I help you? Do you need? It was just the most welcoming experience ever. I think if anyone can convert, it should be during Ramadan, because that's when people are at their most pious and they're the most giving during that time. So That's the best part of
Yeah. Okay. What's your opinion about Islamic world nowadays? There is one question which is what is your opinion about Islamic world in your days? The details this question is what are the problems, what is the solutions for it, what are the advantages for the Islamic world, what are the deficits, I don't know what's the deficits. I mean, the question is in this circle.
What?
That I detailed you, but the opinions about it. I think you are. If you have an answer, you can.
My opinion about the Islamic world now?
Yes, with the problems, with the solutions. If you have any.
I don't really have any. I can only speak as an American. Okay, as an American, I think that I think they should be able to do. We should be there to help. Only to help and assist them in whatever they want their vision of their world to be. Not to change, not to try to make them into a replica of America. I don't want to see that. The problems I see are, I guess, the more I've been in Islam, I guess it's more so a cultural thing, to where people, their culture influence the way they present Islam, which makes it look bad sometimes. And it's so that's the problem I see, and no one really speaks. It seems like it appears, maybe it's just here, that no one feels like they can say their honest opinion about, like they feel like if they say something bad about what's happening in the Islamic world, that they're speaking bad about Islam and not about those people or that individual who's running the country. So that's why I feel like people should speak up and speak out and say more about the love in Islam and talk about the good things about Islam, and that it is bad to suppress a woman and oppress a woman, that it's not good to not give people their human basic rights. So I think that's the problem, and the solution is to speak up more and speak out. Okay.